How's it going, my lovely death disciples? I am the Shattered Reaper, and today we are going to continue our campaign in Dragon Age Inquisition. When last we left off, we had ended the civil war in the Hinterlands by defeating both the Templars and the mages, so basically we killed everybody except for the refugees who we were there to protect, and now order has been restored and peace has been made by the hand of the Inquisition. And, furthermore, we were able to establish we were able to make contact with the clan as well. We were able to acquire, to finish a couple of missions there, and also, get some shards from the Hinterlands, which we will work on soon. And also, wanted to show a little something. Special shipments is still there. I honestly don't know what that's about. But we were able to finally get a logging stand. I guess it doesn't really show it, but we were able to get a logging stand off screen, so that now we can get the requisition for the improved weapons made. So, we'll go ahead and do that. Inquisition weapons required 1 logging stand and 5 iron. So, now my warriors shall have even better weapons than before. Alright, our soldiers require additional weapons if they are to be effective. Reward plus 1 power. Each Inquisition rank unlocks access to perks for the Inquisition. Okay, very nice. We still have this we need to get. So we're gonna need some obsidian and some drakestone. Where we will get those, I have no idea. And I'm not exactly sure how this gives us power, but maybe it helps with our soldiers' intelligence now that I think about it. I mean, like, it's basically like dealing with a Rubik's Cube. You figure out the dwarf's box, you're like, oh! I can figure things out a little bit better. And our soldiers get smarter because of it. So you know what? I'm starting to see how it could work now. I could see how this could give us power. Anyway, so that requisition is taken care of, and now we have plus 1 power. Alright, and by the way, now there is also something else I need to show all of you. Okay, so you guys have... Oh wait, hold on, what's this? I don't remember seeing this last time. The Singing Maiden. Have you ever heard the story of King Bedwyr? Bedwyr, like most kings, was a man of great pride, who expected nothing but complete loyalty from his subjects. He believed the best way to achieve this was through fear. After all, those who feared him would never cross him or question his rule. Most importantly, those who feared him would always seek to please him. Bedwyr cultivated terror in his subordinates through the gleeful and unrestrained use of contraption referred to as the Maiden. The Maiden was a hinged iron casket as high and wide and deep as a man with vicious spikes within. Meant to pierce through the poor soul, locked into it, Bedwyr's Maiden was a prized possession and stood in a place of honor in his throne room, often with a screaming victim inside it. Political rivals, suspected assassins, treasonous ministers, the Maiden consumed them all, but as time passed, more people were given to the Maiden for increasingly trivial offenses. The cook for oversalting the king's food, the page boy for dropping his sword. The Maiden cast a pall over the kingdom and its people prayed for deliverance from that cruel king. Then, one day, a strange woman rode into the city. She called herself Ember, and was an emissary from a far-off land. Her leaders had heard, she said, of Bedwyr's wisdom and authority, and she sought the king's counsel. The thought that he had earned the adulation of brother kings across the sea made Bedwyr swell with pride, and he granted Ember an audience. They dined and danced, and through it all, Ember flattered and fawned on the king. At the end of the night, Ember asked to see the Maiden, the infamous device that had given Bedwyr all his power. The king, giddy with praise, proudly presented Ember with the empty contraption. Ember looked at the Maiden, sighed with disappointment, and said, "That does not look terrifying at all. I should have imagined the spikes to be much sharper." Bedwyr grew red at her comment and replied, "The spikes are sharp enough. Look at the blood that still clings to them." "But it is so small," said Ember. "Are only children and women its victims?" Bedwyr grew redder still and replied, "Of course not. The Maiden has devoured many men." Ember shook her head and said to the king, "I do not believe it. Surely no warrior could fear this thing. A man like yourself, tall and muscled, would not fit within." Oh, I see where this is going. The king laughed and saw a way to prove the merit of the Maiden to Ember. "I will show you how easily a man like myself could fit," he said. And with that he stepped into the device, but Ember was waiting, and no sooner had Bedwyr squeezed himself into the iron casket that Ember slammed it shut on him. Ember took the Maiden Ember took the maiden with the screaming Bedouin inside through the castle and down into the city, and the people, finally freed from the king's tyranny, cheer and dance to the singing that echoed through the streets until Bedouin was dead and it finally stopped. A tale often told in the Singing Maiden Tavern. I like that story. That was a very uplifting, very nice, wonderful story. I can't imagine anything being better than that. Truly. Anyway, so there was something I wanted to show you, because I did not actually visit this place earlier, even though I should have. But there is supposed to be something over this direction, I believe. Or did I pass it and make one too many turns? Oh wait, there's something to read over here too. Let's take a look, shall we? Construction orders. As you know from the terrible accidents of last week, many passages through the mountain are unstable and liable to collapse at any moment. I do not wish us to lose more brothers and sisters in the search for lost cultist treasure. We must seal all entrances into the mountain. The Templars have done a careful sweep of the caves. Everything of worth was collected. While remains of the disciples of Andraste will be forgotten, buried in the earth. Once it is done, let us have no more talk of them. This is a new haven, restored to life by the true Chantry and most holy Justinia V. Mother Florentine. Cultist treasures, you say? This is something that piques my interest. Oh, what's this over here? Is there... I mean, this looks like something of interest, or is this just a way to tell me it's a dead end? Well, anyway, I definitely took a bit of a wrong turn, but hey, at least I found some construction orders that told me of something of keen interest, and ooh, some loot.
No telling which direction it'll be coming from. Why are you so worried, sir? Getting more soldiers every day.
So much loot around here. Ooh, a thief blade. Let's see, siege equipment in Thedas. Siege weaponry has been used in Thedas for centuries, with primitive equipment used as far back as the Third Blight. Nevertheless, it occupies a peculiar niche in the tools of warfare due to its requirements. Any army wishing to produce trebuchets or catapults must be funded and organized well enough to procure both the necessary materials and the military experts to construct them. Throughout history, most armies fulfilled such requirements did not take advantage of the situation. During the Third Blight, for example, Arlesans and Montsimard constructed catapults to fling flaming debris at the Darkspawn, but the expense of the weapons did not justify the limited damage they caused, and the Darkspawn were ultimately driven back by the Grey Wardens, not siege weaponry. Tevinter forces similarly had the resources to construct siege weapons when attacking the Free Marchers or defending themselves against the Exalted Marches of the Black Age. Instead, the Imperium focused primarily upon the power of its magisters, who were less powerful, but more flexible than siege equipment, and who could more easily fall back when the tide of battle turned. As a result, in the battles against the Qunari in the Steel Age, generals found to their chagrin that the great Oxmen had left them behind. Qunari black powder is, most military experts agree, not magic. It is merely an advanced alchemy that makes their cannons more effective than any trebuchet could be. Oh no. Gunpowder? I'm sorry, but, I don't think we're supposed to know about guns yet. Please tell me guns have not been discovered. Please tell me. I don't want to have to think people think guns are more effective than bows. That would be terrible. Nevertheless, there remains hope. As centuries have passed since the last Blight, and mages are now safely held in the circles where they harm none. The experts of Ferelden and Orlais may once again turn their great minds to learning. We need no magic, not where the minds of men survive unfettered. With our resources and our commitment to knowledge, we can easily surpass the brutal Qunari on the field of battle. From Khungurns and Steel, Military Conflict in a Post-Blight Thedas. Written 929 Dragon, shortly before the start of the 5th Blight. Did we skip the 4th Blight? Because we were talking about the 3rd Blight, and it was written before the 5th Blight. What happened with the 4th Blight? Now I'm interested about the 4th Blight. Whatever. Anyway, more loot. Gimme. That's right, curved staff grip, belt of magic defense, and medium adventure armor. I wonder who that could be useful for. I think Cassandra might fit well for that. Let's take a look, shall we? Absorbing Shokratar. Oh yeah, that's right, I crafted that for her. That actually doesn't look too bad on her. It does have a little bit less health and melee defense. But it has more magic defense, and I'm also certain that some viewers might actually like that. Yeah, this is for rogue only, so, but since this is better in certain ways, okay, so the medium adventure armor does not work for her, because it's for rogues only, so, guess what? You get to try some of my craft. Cassandra was not actually expecting it to be used, really, but, here you go. Okay, anyway, we're also gonna give you a new helmet, Free Marcher's helmet. They're both the same, so we're gonna go ahead and have you equip that. I know somebody was actually talking about, in one of my earlier videos about, equipping people with it. And for even more magic defense, I am going to... Oh, wait, hold on. This will replace your challenge ring. Increase ability duration by 30%. Yeah, who can I give the magic defense to, then? Because she's the only melee person. Not gonna give it to, you. Oh, wait, you don't have anything. That's odd. How about we equip you with the amulet... Oh, wait. Did that do anything, or... Oh, wait, no, the belt is right there. Oh, it doesn't, Okay, there we go. So, yes, you can have, Oh, okay, I also think I may have seen a bit of a slight problem. Wait, hold on. Okay, now I'm really confused. Where did the, Amulet of Power go? Okay, let's also take a look at weapons. Kunari Buckler. Oh, this actually is better than what you have. That's interesting, actually. Well, the shield, I mean. But, let's just take a look at, anything else. Herald and Captain Sword. Yeah, the Swedish Finger actually does more damage, obviously. Raider Hatchet, slightly more damage. But also doesn't really have anything on it. I think I'm gonna have you take the Swedish Finger, and, we're gonna equip you with the Kunari Buckler. Has less magic defense, but don't worry, you've got the belt of magic defense and such, and also the, armor that defends against magic. Oh, right, and there was also the deadly bow. We're definitely gonna be selling a few things, obviously. I meant to go to the apothecary, but clearly I made a wrong turn, and this whole thing is taking a little bit longer than I thought it would. Sorry about that, everyone. But I am gonna go ahead and sell a few things. So, first things first, sell this, oh wait, we're on the buying, so, let's get rid of the, Templar Shield, Disciple Lightning Staff, Antivon Bleeder, Sledgehammer, Fire Staff, Fire Staff, Fire Staff, Hunting Longbow, Thief Blade, Herald and Captain Longsword, Raider Hatchet, Army Dirk, Balance Dirk, Acolyte Ice Staff, because Solus has a better staff, Inquisition Shield, and Inquisition Longsword. So now I have plenty to buy. Let's see. I'm gonna keep the Reinforced Scout Armor, but the Apprentice Armor, sell that, sell that, sell this, and this, and this, and also this. Well, but then again, actually, now that I think about it, the Inquisition Scout Armor, now that does actually look pretty fashionable on me, I'm not gonna lie. It's just not as fashionable as the Dragon Armor, though. I still need to figure out how I can, yeah, no. That adventure hat looks ridiculous, okay? Whoever designed this, have their name tarnished in history forever for creating such a ridiculous-looking helmet, okay? That does not work for me, okay? Get that thing out of my sight if you do not mind. I am going to take the Free Marches helmet. This is only for battle purposes, obviously, as much as I'd like to go without a helmet. I'm gonna have to anyway, so, or maybe the Elven Cowl, that actually doesn't look too bad. I'm gonna have to wonder. I'll buy one of those. Oh, wait, hold on. Okay, yeah, so it has slightly better, oh, wait, but the Scout hat has more dexterity. The Elven Cowl does give more range defense. Plus, it is something of my people, so... I need a dragon helmet, though. Anyone who can offer me a dragon helmet that would fit my attire, I would very much appreciate that. And, oh yeah, the Inquisition Scout armor, not as good as the armor of the dragon. And nothing for sale for accessories. Sturdy Bianca Griff. Oh, well, I know who will want this. Gimme. And Bianca Arms, give me one of those as well. And aiming module. Ooh. Plus 3% critical chance. I'll go ahead and take one of those as well. Now, crafting materials, valuables, sturdy Bianca Grift, Bianca Aiming. Okay, we'll need one of those. But, I mean, yeah, we already bought one of each of these, so no point in that, really. Recipes, other, buyback, yeah, I think we're good.
Harry said we weren't to sell Inquisition blades.
But Harry doesn't know.
Okay, so I did see the special shipment. Am I actually going to get anything from this or not? Because I've, gone to this a couple of times, and, yeah, it just does that, so I don't know why that keeps showing up, honestly. I'm pretty sure they mean for a quest to happen, but it ends up not happening, so, yeah. I think maybe the apothecary was actually this way. Yeah, that's where it is. Okay. I don't know why I've been an idiot this entire time, but we were able to read up on a little bit more lore, and we were able to get some stuff. So, you know what? All in all, I think it was somewhat worth it. So let's go to the apothecary, and now I will show you that all of my work in just randomly taking elf fruit and embream and all that has been worth it, okay? Because look at this. Increased healing for my healing potions. Boom! Researched! That's what I get for going ahead, going out, and getting some nice ingredients so that I can go ahead and give some damn research for my beloved healer. And, oh, would you look at that? Oh, wait, well, I mean, I could research more, but I do not have the material, so I'm gonna have to work on that. We also have some unknown tonics and grenades, but we will find those. And also something to read here. Patient observations. Pulse normal, breathing normal, still unresponsive, careful, drop fed, where was I? A prep elf root extract to hasten his recovery. A lot of thrashing, mutters about too many eyes, something about the gray encouraging? The gray?
Here, sir.
Is that for me?
Compliments, sir.
What's the catch this time?
No catch, sir. Said he wanted to help the Inquisition. Plus, I think the herbs were going to go off and nobody wanted to buy them. I think Segrit wanted people to like him.
Well, good enough.
Okay, then. Anyway, here's Solus.
The chosen of Andraste. A blessed hero sent to save us all.
Sounds dashing.
My riding in on a
Slightly
shining
approves.
steed. I would have suggested a griffon. But sadly, they're extinct.
Aw.
Joke as you will, posturing is necessary. I've journeyed deep into the Fade in ancient ruins and battlefields to see the dreams of lost civilizations. I've watched as hosts of spirits clash to reenact the bloody past in ancient wars, both famous and forgotten. Every great war has its heroes. I'm just curious what kind you'll be.
You study ancient ruins? Or
What do
ruins?
you mean ruins and battlefields?
Any building strong enough to withstand the rigors of time has a history. Every battlefield is steeped in death. Both attract spirits. They press against the veil, weakening the barrier between our worlds. When I dream in such places, I go deep into the Fade. I can find memories no other living being has ever seen.
Wow. It's impressive, actually. How can you sleep there?
You fall asleep in the middle of ancient ruins. Isn't that dangerous?
I do set wards. And if you leave food out for the giant spiders, they are usually content to live and let live.
That's valuable.
I imagine you find some amazing things in there, alongside all the demons.
Exactly. It is occasionally dangerous, yes. But more often it's just sad to see what has been lost. The thrill of finding remnants of a 1,000-year-old dream? I would not trade it for anything. I will stay there. At least until the breach has been closed.
Was that in doubt?
I am an apostate surrounded by Chantry forces in the middle of a mage rebellion.
Fair enough.
Cassandra has been accommodating, but you understand my caution.
Cassandra will protect you.
Cassandra trusts you. She won't let anyone put you into a circle against your will.
Thank you. I appreciate the thought. But now let us hope either the mages or the Templars have the power to seal the breach.
Hopefully so. And yes, I did want to go ahead and spend some time with the characters because we've been having a little bit of fun with them, so I feel like it's time we do a little bit more character building with them. And next was Varric. Let's talk to him.
So, now that Cassandra's out of earshot, are you holding up all right? I mean, you go from being the most wanted criminal in Thedas to joining the armies of the faithful. Most people would have spread that out over more than one day.
This is all bullshit. I'm just glad to be alive.
I'm just glad I'm still standing after all that.
I still can't believe you survived Cassandra. You're lucky you were out cold for most of her frothing rage. For days now, we've been staring at the breach, watching demons and maker knows what fall out of it. Bad for morale would be an understatement. I still can't believe anyone was in there and lived.
Why did you stay?
If it was that bad, why did you stay? Cassandra said you were free to go.
I like to think I'm as selfish and irresponsible as the next guy, but this... Thousands of people died on that mountain. I was almost one of them. And now there's a hole in the sky. Even I can't walk away and just leave that to sort itself out.
You need to close the
The
breach.
breach needs to be sealed. The sooner the better.
If it can be sealed, you might want to consider running at the first opportunity. I've written enough tragedies to recognize where this is going. Heroes are everywhere. I've seen that. But the hole in the sky, that's beyond heroes. We're going to need a miracle.
Well, it's a good thing I'm here then, because I am more than just a miracle. I wonder if there's another cutscene after that.
Need something?
Tell me about Red Lyrium.
The red lyrium we found at the temple seemed to upset you.
My brother Bartrand and I sort of discovered Red Lyrium during an expedition in the Deep Roads. We located an ancient thaig, so old it barely looked dwarven. There was this idol there made of it. Bartrand brought it back to the surface, and, well, everything's gone downhill from there.
Oh. Why did he do that? What is it exactly?
So what is it? Just another kind of lyrium?
The red stuff is lyrium like a dragon is a lizard. It's not just a different color. It has a whole host of weirdness all its own. I've written to every mining cast house in Orzammar. No one's seen this stuff before or knows where it came from.
What can it do?
What makes it special?
Regular lyrium can mess you up pretty badly, but you have to ingest it for that to happen. Red lyrium messes with your mind when you're just near the stuff. You hear singing, get violent, paranoid, and then it does creepy shit. Makes things float, brings statues to life. It also turned Kirkwall's Knight Commander to lyrium. Everyone's been kept at least 100 paces from it since.
Why was it in the temple?
How did the red lyrium get in the Temple of Sacred Ashes?
I don't know. So as far as I knew, the only piece to make it to the surface was destroyed. And the location of the thaig it came from is a secret. Did someone find more of it in the Deep Roads? That's not a cheery thought.
I think that's enough on red lyrium.
Yeah, not really my favorite subject.
Primeval Leadrium deposits found. Oh, so that gives us a quest. I have a personal question.
Can I ask you something, Varric?
You want to talk about me? I'm flattered. Also inclined toward extravagant lies.
Where are you from?
You from Ferelden? Orlais?
Free marches, born and raised in Kirkwall. And despite whatever you've heard, no, Kirkwall's not that bad.
What do you do?
I'm not clear on your line of work. You're a
I'm a businessman. My family has a seat in the Dwarven Merchants Guild.
Merchants buy and sell goods. Businessmen buy and sell stores. In my spare time, I manage a spy network, and occasionally, I write books.
Could you do Liliana's job?
If you've run a spy network, why is Liliana our spy master?
To be honest with you, she's just a better spy master.
Yeah.
The truly great ones can keep their distance. They don't get attached to their people. Me, I always wind up babysitting my informants and worrying about their families. We're in better hands with her.
What books do you write?
You're an author. What kind of books have you written?
I've tried my hands at a few genres. My crime serials are my most popular. Hard in Hightown, guards breaking the rules to get things done. The Tale of the Champion is the most famous thing I've written, or infamous maybe. I started a romance serial once, Swords and Shields, but to be honest, I don't have a knack for romances.
Oh.
Most of my stories end in tragedy. Probably that says something unfortunate about me personally.
Probably a little bit, yeah. What shops do you own?
What sort of shops do you own?
Actually, we don't own shops. That was just an example. Mostly we invest in money lenders. Auction houses, a few mercenary companies, a couple of smithies. I think we own half a beet plantation in Ravane somewhere. Most of that's my brother's doing. Bartrand had business sense. Not much tact, but loads of business sense.
How do you know Cassandra?
How do you and Cassandra know each other?
You heard about the Kirkwall Chantry being destroyed? The guy responsible used to be a friend of mine. The Seeker had questions about that, and I had answers.
Ah, I see. So similar positioning, it sounds like. Now tell me a little bit about Bianca.
Where did you get that crossbow? I've never seen one like it.
Bianca? She's one of a kind. I got her off a guy in Darktown. Took me a week to pry his dead fingers off the stock.
Why Bianca?
Who's she named for?
I can't tell you.
Why not?
And the reason for that is?
Complicated. It's the one story I'll never tell. We just have to leave it at that.
Alright, well that's all for
Thanks,
now.
Barry.
No problem.
Okay. So, maybe Solus has more that he can talk about then? I'm gonna go and figure that part out. Hello, Solus.
Closing the breach is our primary goal. But I hope we might also discover what was used to create it. Any artifact of such power is dangerous. The destruction of the Conclave proves that much.
You think it survived?
You don't think whatever created the explosion was destroyed in the blast?
You survived, did you not? The artifact that created the breach is unlike anything seen in this age. I will not believe it destroyed until I see the shattered fragments with my own eyes.
I think I definitely am getting a lot of positive points from Solus. It will turn out.
Anything with that kind of power is bound to show up sooner or later.
Liliana's people have scoured the area near the blast and found nothing. Whatever the artifact was, it is no longer there. In any case, did you need me for anything?
Tell me about elves, even though I myself am one.
I'd be interested in hearing your opinions on elven culture.
I thought you would be more interested in sharing your opinions of elven culture. You are Dalish, are you not?
I am a true elf. Why are you so angry?
What's your problem with
Oh,
Dalish?
slightly disapproves.
Allergic to Hala.
Oops.
They are children acting out stories misheard and repeated wrongly 1,000 times.
Oh, but you know the truth, right?
While they pass on stories, mangling details, I walk the fade. I have seen things they have not.
So, help them.
The Dalish are trying to
Oops,
restore
no,
what
now
you've
it's
been
going
missing.
lower.
If you know something new, share it.
Would your clan listen to what I had learned in my studies? My travels? Or would they mock the Flatir and his stories and go back to their ruins? At least you were asking. But here's something. I will answer as I can.
Tell me about the ancient elves.
I'd like to know more about the elves from before our time.
The Dalish strive to remember Halam Shiral. But Halam Shiral was merely a fumbling attempt to recreate a forgotten land.
Oh?
Arlathan.
Elvenan was the Empire, and Arlathan its greatest city. Place of magic and beauty, lost to time.
What else?
You've studied ancient elves.
Okay, now we're building it back up.
What else do you know of Arlathan?
We hear stories of them living in trees, and imagine wooden ramps or Dalish aerovels. Imagine instead spires of crystal twining through the branches, palaces floating among the clouds. Imagine beings who lived forever, for whom magic was as natural as breathing. That is what was lost.
Oh.
Are all Dalish elves like my clan?
No. Your clan was unique in having enough interest in human affairs to send you to spy upon the Divine's meeting. As your clans have been separate for so long, they have all changed, adapting to the lands in which they live. Some are no more than bandits, others trade freely with humans, and some have disappeared entirely to the forests.
Sorry, just the sun is trying to blind me. I do not approve of its actions doing that. Okay, now we're better. Tell me about the city elves.
What can you tell me about elves living in human cities?
The culture in alienages or among the slaves of Tevinter is like any of the impoverished and powerless. They cling to memories of a better past, and practice a few rituals to distinguish themselves from humans.
Makes sense. Tell me about elven magic.
Is elven magic different from the magic used by humans?
No and yes. Magic is magic, just as water is water, but it can be used in different ways. Dalish magic is more practical, not needing chantry approval, although they still frown at blood magic. Superstition, much of it is more subtle. A legacy from when elves were immortal.
Ooh, special. Was immortality due to magic?
Legends of elven immortality. Did they use magic to increase their lifespan?
No. It was simply part of being elven. The subtle beauty of their magic was the effect, not the cause of their nature. Some spells took years to cast. Echoes would linger for centuries, harmonizing with new magic in an unending symphony. It must have been beautiful.
Must have been. By the way, I don't know if you noticed, but I also upgraded my bow to have this nice little grip here, so it'll make it'll make my bow more effective. So now about the blood magic.
You said that the censure
Oh,
against blood magic
approves.
was a superstition.
I did. It's fortunate Cassandra is not within earshot. Most modern cultures forbid blood magic. Publicly, even Tevinter disapproves of it. But as I said, magic is magic. It matters only in how it is used.
I don't mind a little blood magic.
To be honest, I don't see it as different from any other magic. It's a means to an end.
Indeed. The problem is that under the chantry, blood magic is forbidden, so only criminals practice it. While in Tevinter, magisters compete with each other instead of keeping their volatile friends in check. They always succeed through power, so they have never had the chance to learn another way.
We'll talk later.
Goodbye.
Very interesting conversation to learn more of my people and also of blood magic. Anyway, so, oh, hello, Cullen.
I will keep the peace while you and the others appeal to the chantry in Val Royeaux.
Better ready yourself for the blame. You will be rightly assigned.
Chancellor, you can go and fuck off if you don't mind. Seriously, why hasn't he been kicked out in the snow by now? He's already just a plague upon my mind. What's in here? Oh wait, right, that's the dungeon. I don't know how I forgot already. There's Mother Giselle, and now... another cutscene.
The Inquisition cannot remain, Ambassador, if you can't prove it was founded on Justinian's orders.
This is an inopportune time, Marquis. More of the faithful flock here each day. But allow me to introduce you to the brave soul who risked his life to slow the magic of the breach. Master Lavelan, this is the Marquis d'Aurelion, one of Divine Justinia's greatest supporters.
And the rightful owner of Haven. House d'Aurelion lent Justinia these lands for pilgrimage. This Inquisition is not a beneficiary of this arrangement.
And, says who exactly? You own this land? I did not recall that this place was owned except, you know...
This is the first I've heard of Haven having an owner outside the chantry.
Yeah.
My wife, Lady Machin of Denver. as claimed to Haven by ancient treaty with the monarchs of Heraldon. We were honored to lend its use to divine Justinia. She was a woman of supreme merit. I will not let an upstart order remain on her holy grounds.
Excusez-moi, monsieur. Its followers need shelter.
People have been injured. You can't just turn them out onto the snow.
And who benefits if they stay?
Divine Justinia, Marquis. The Inquisition, not the Chantry, is sheltering the pilgrims who mourn her.
Why is the Chantry ignoring the faithful?
Because it remains in shock.
Also because it's a bitch.
We face a dark time, Your Grace. Divine Justinia would not want her passing to divide us. She would, in fact, trust us to forge new alliances to the benefit of all, no matter how strange they might seem.
Listen to Josephine. She knows what she means.
I'll think on it, Lady Montilyet. The Inquisition might stay in the meanwhile.
Thank you, Marquis. Does he own Haven?
Do the Durelions actually have a claim on this place?
His Grace's position is not so strong as he presents it. Despite their Ferelden relations, the Durelions are Orlesian. If the Marquis wishes to claim Haven, Empress Selene must negotiate with the Ferelden on his behalf. Her current concerns are a bit larger than minor property disputes.
You handled the Marquis well.
I'm so pleased the Marquis isn't tossing us out into the cold.
His Grace is only the first of many dignitaries we must contend with.
You expect more people in Haven?
Undoubtedly. And each visitor will spread the story of the Inquisition after they depart. An ambassador should ensure the tale is as complimentary as possible.
How did you become ambassador?
May I ask what brought you to work for the Inquisition?
Sister Leliana approached me. We've been acquainted for quite some time. For better or worse, being the Inquisition's diplomat has become as interesting as she promised.
What's her background?
What sort of dealings have you had with nobility?
For some years, I was the royally appointed court ambassador from Antiva to Orlais. The nobility of Thedas is a rather singular sphere. Those I'm not acquainted with, I know through reputation.
I'm glad you're
The
here.
Inquisition is lucky to have you as an advocate, Lady Montilyet.
Thank you. Let us hope so. Thedas's politics have become agitated as of late. I hope to guide us down smoother paths. But please excuse me. I've much work to do before the day is done.
Of course. Alright then, well that was an interesting... Menave. Enemies drop unique
You're the
collectibles.
Herald. Or, well, the one they're calling the Herald, anyway. I hope the Inquisition can restore order soon. I never really wanted to leave the Circle. My name is Menave. I research demons and other creatures. Seeker Pentagast and I use what I find to help the soldiers fight them.
Well, I did find something for you.
I found something the demons left behind. Can you use it?
Yes, that's very helpful. Just leave it there and the Tranquil and I will examine it.
Alright, well, I'll go ahead and do that. Then I'll ask more about those things.
That will help.
Bowstrings remove, 1.
Please tell me if you find something.
Weapon fragments remove. Shadow essence 2. No creature research items to remove. Oh, let's read this. The children of Andraste. There are many misconceptions regarding Andraste's bloodline, monsieur. This is due, I should think, to a general... hold on. There are many misconceptions regarding Andraste's bloodline, monsieur. This is due, I should think, to a general lack of knowledge regarding Andraste's mortal life. Understandable considering the many cults that arose following her death. Everyone sought to claim Our Lady for their own culture or claim some aspect of her existence was a lie. All of them complete fabrications. My order has done considerable research to ascertain the truth. We all know Andraste and the betrayer raised 5 children. The eldest 3 were sons, Isorath, Evrion, and Verald. The rule of what was once southern Tevinter was split among them. Isorath was given the west, what is today Orlais. Evrion was given the east, what is today the Free Marches. Verald was given the central Planocene, what is today Navarra. What became of these men and their legacies is the stuff of legend, and the majority of Clermont's to Andraste's bloodline linked back to one of them. None of the three sons, however, were born of Andraste. They were born of the betrayer's concubine, Gillivan. People who chose to overlook the fact that Andraste came from the Alamaui tribesmen and that they were barbarians. Not the Feraldins we know today. They were savage warriors who took concubines in addition to their wives, and because Andraste was thought to be too weak to bear children, the betrayer took Gillivan to provide him heirs, which she did after her death. The sons were raised as Andraste's own. Later in life, Andraste proved predictions wrong and had two daughters by the betrayer, Ebris and Vivial. They were kept out of the public eye and not permitted to marry, though both had consorts. Ebris had one child, Ali Vamar, who perished on the voyage to Denerim less than a month after her mother fell to the plague, and without children of her own, the younger daughter, Vivial, was more controversial. A strong-headed woman who defied her family by falling in love with the mage of Divinter Regulon. Vivial and Regulon went into self-imposed exile as the exalted march began, and into hiding following Andraste's betrayal and murder. What became of Vivial and her descendants is largely unknown for one primary reason. She had only daughters. Each one of those daughters only had daughters. They married into other families and took other names, and in the chaos of the Second Blight, all traces of survivors were lost. Andraste's true bloodline, if it exists, lies solely in the descendants of Vivial, and the suspicion my order is that it produces only daughters. Thus the claim of your young man, Monsieur, are highly suspect. From a letter by Sister Jelena of the Augustine Order Dragon 912. Ooh, that's interesting.
You've brought back some fascinating things. We're putting them to good use.
Oh, good. Well, anyway, so, you mean including the people that use bow and arrows and Templar weapon fragments and such? Anyway, so you're a mage.
You said you were a mage?
No, just an apprentice. I was never very good at magic.
Oh.
I've got just enough talent to be a danger to other people. But when the mages rebelled, people like me had nowhere to go. The Templars would have killed us. Luckily, Seeker Pentagast took me in, along with the Tranquil I was protecting.
You research
You
creatures.
said Cassandra has you researching creatures.
Yes. If you find anything interesting in your travels, I'd appreciate you bringing it to me. I may be able to find some weakness our soldiers can exploit when fighting various creatures. At the least, some materials are useful for making potions or gear for the Inquisition.
You didn't join the rebels?
I'm surprised that even an apprentice mage wouldn't join the rebellion.
I don't like using magic to fight. I'm not good at it either. I like studying. I like performing rituals that helped us unlock the secrets of the Veil. I liked having the Templars around to keep us safe.
Pity you aren't a Dalish. You're in the minority. I don't trust mages.
You might have done well among the Dalish. Our mages are encouraged to study safely.
Fenrir will take the Dalish. Don't let my lack of Vanisline fool you, Lethleen. I was a proud member of my clan until my magic manifested. You know what happens when they have too many mages. They gave me a pack and sent me into the woods to find my own life. I was 7 years old.
That's awful.
I'm so sorry.
I stumbled into a village, starving and cold a few weeks later. I started using magic to scare predators away. The villagers saw me make fire in my fist. They were terrified and wanted to kill me. Templars saved me from them. They gave me food and clothes and took me to the Circle. I've seen what life is like without the Templars, and I want no part of it. I just want to study.
You protected the Tranquil.
You said that you were keeping some of the Tranquils safe.
Yes. The mages took some of them when my Circle rebelled. The rest were forgotten. Most Circle mages look down on the Tranquil, or try to pretend they don't exist. They don't have any emotions. They can barely take care of themselves, can't defend themselves at all. It's a shame. I like them better than most people.
They're lucky to have you.
I'm glad they have someone who cares about them.
They deserve better. They're polite, they're rational, and they'll never get angry at you. When they study, they have a focus no normal person could ever match. But the Templars, even some of the mages, mistreated them just because they could. The Tranquil never fought back. If not for that, I don't know. Doesn't really matter now.
I study
Why did you
creatures.
decide to research dangerous creatures?
I like the outdoors. The idea of the outdoors, anyway. When some monster is coming at you, glowing eyes and burning claws, it's terrifying. But once you know how it works, you can deal with it. It's just another part of the world. So much of this world is only frightening because we don't understand it.
Fair enough.
I'll speak with you later.
Thank you again for what you've brought back.
You're welcome. Let's see, is there anything else of interest in here? No? Okay. Well, anyway, now to actually do some things. Now then, agents of the Inquisition. Let's see, ooh. In the perks menu, you can select perks that provide unique benefits to your party. The number of available perk points is shown at the bottom of the screen. Okay.
My scouts are posted on the ridges in case there's any trouble.
Special training from those who have joined the Inquisition's cause. So we have one perk, so we can either put it in our forces, the secrets, developing keen eyes and an inquisitive mind, and training in the fine arts of persuasion through connections. Let's take a look at connections, shall we? Nobility knowledge, detailed study of politics, rhetoric, and those who wield them to best effects opens up new dialogue options related to nobles and politics. Grants plus 50% experience for each codex entry unlocked. Ooh. Sterling reputation. Thanks to a few well-placed acquaintances and carefully crafted reputation, merchants will pay the Inquisition 10% more for items sold to them. A favor for a favor. From an expanding network of contacts among artisans, suppliers, and noble patrons, merchants will offer Inquisition a 10% discount on their goods. The rare stocks. Inquisition procurers can leverage the organization's reputation to purchase a shipment of rare and valuable raw materials for crafting. Oh, is that what the strange shipment was for? So, okay. Why don't we go for nobility knowledge so we could get more experience from codex entries? Oh, Inquisition. Oh, this guy. Oh, if only I saw this earlier, but oh well. I got something in the let's take a look at other things. Inquisition perks forces. Underworld knowledge, detailed study of underworld customs and their brutal but practical applications opens up new dialogue options related to criminal activities and grants 50% experience for each codex entry unlocked. Massage's method, a methodology developed by an Orlais blade master and used by chevaliers to analyze their own performance in combat, grants a 5% increase in XP from killing foes. Rider's posture, training and proper weight distribution during hard riding significantly increases resistance to being unseated. Okay. Antivon stitched saddle, proper tack of fine Antivon leather, custom fitted to both horse and rider, significantly increases resistance to being unseated. Well, we've never ridden any mounts at all, so I don't know. Increase maximum focus from 100 to 200. Second tier focus effect for abilities can now be triggered. Okay. Okay, so definitely a lot of things. Oops. Alright, well that's enough of that. Let's see, we have some missions available to, let's see, contact. Dalen Andaran Antishan. It does my heart well to hear that you are safe. Our clan was visited by members of the Inquisition who spoke persuasively of the good work you are doing, as well as the fairness with which our kind have been treated by the Inquisition itself. You know that Clan Lavelon has little by way of gold, but I give the messengers some of our healing herbs, as Siles blessed us with the abundance in our recent foraging. We would be a distraction if we came to the Inquisition itself, our hunters arguing with the humans as they so easily do. Nevertheless, if you need aid, send word and we are with you. Dareth Shiral, Keeper Istimea Thoriel Lavelon, and we get 10 Blood Lotus. Nice. And also some coin. Our efforts bore fruit. A portion of the profits will be passed to you. Use it wisely, Herald. Alright, let's see. Rescue soldiers missing in the Herald Inn. Okay, scout the Storm Coast. Let's go ahead and send someone... Let's go ahead and send something for rescuing the soldiers in Herald Inn. Send my people, a few scouts will move more quickly than a larger group could. Connections. If I contact the local band, she can send out search parties for the missing soldiers right away. Other soldiers are volunteering to search for their lost comrades. They won't rest until they found them. Let's go with, okay, that costs 8. Oh, they all cost 8. I thought it said 6. Oh yeah, it does say it costs 8. Wait, but we have 10 power. Oh well. Let's go to Orlais, do a few things. First things first, let's do a little bit of investigating on the shards. Sister Liliana... Okay, we can do connections. If you will, place rumors should incite bidding wars on other items, leaving the scroll for us. Alright, let's send in some connections for this. Let's see, Sister Liliana. With thanks to Our Lady Ambassador, I was able to study the scroll. The reference is vague, but it implies a connection to a temple, possibly elven. I followed the lead and believe one such temple stands in an oasis in the western approach. As to what may lie within, I cannot say. Reports of the place are cut off or a page is missing. I have yet to find a reliable first-hand account. Perhaps our soldiers can provide a better one. Enchanter Renaud. New area unlocked. We won't travel there at the moment, but it's good to know we can go there now. And address the Chantry in Val Royeaux. The remaining Chantry clerics have declared the Inquisition heretical. Attempts to gather allies against the breach have been rebuffed, and at the moment we could not step foot into the capital without being attacked by a mob or arrested. We must convince the Chantry to permit us entry into the city so we can show them that the Herald of Andraste is not the monster they believe.
Having the Herald address the clerics is not a terrible idea.
You can't be serious.
Mother Giselle isn't wrong. At the moment, the Chantry's only strength is that they are united in opinion.
And we should ignore the danger to the Herald.
Let's ask him.
I definitely needed a bit of a wardrobe update, first of all. Can we possibly get maybe a different set of clothes? Because, I mean, it's nice, but, I mean, you know, it's not necessarily my style, if I'm being perfectly honest. But, anyway, not worried at all. I can handle this.
What can they do? It's just talk.
Don't underestimate the power of their words. An angry mob will do you in just as quickly as a blade.
As we've seen it from a few days.
Mother Giselle said she could provide us names. Use them.
But why? This is nothing but a...
What choice do we have, Liliana? Right now, we can't approach anyone for help with the breach. Use what influence we have to call the clerics together. Once they are ready, we will see this through.
Alright, so we got a plan The remaining Chantry clerics have declared... Oh wait, I already read all of that. So, yes, let us confirm. Speak only the word. We have achieved more achievements. The ram is a marvelous creature, and I think we, yeah, we already read this before. Alright then, let's see. Divine Justinia V. Formerly the revered Mother Dorothea of Orlais, Divine Justinia V rose to power after the death of Divine Beatrix III in the year 934 of the Dragon Age. Little is known of Dorothea's background before she joined the... I think I already read this before in an earlier video, so I'm not going to read the whole thing. Besides, loading screen won't let me. So, yeah, as much as the lore is very nice, I can only be limited to how much of it I can say in a loading screen. And including the fact that I did already read it, so, you know. And you guys already heard me read it, so, you know. Ah, yes, I can see the culture of the place.
The city still mourns.
Just a guest seeker, but I think they all know who we are.
Your skills of observation never fail to impress me, Varric.
Also, that woman was weird.
My
Oh.
Lord Herald.
You're one of Leliana's people. What have you found?
The Chantry Mothers await you, but so do a great many Templars.
There are Templars here?
People seem to think the Templars will protect them from the Inquisition. They're gathering on the other side of the market. I think that's where the Templars intend to meet you.
Only one thing to do, then.
Kill them all. I mean, no, wait, that is the exact opposite thing of what we want to do,
They
obviously.
wish to protect the people? From us?
You think the
Oh,
orders
oops,
return
didn't-
to the fold, maybe? To deal with us upstarts?
I know Lord Seeker Lucius. I can't imagine him coming to the Chantry's defense. Not after all that's occurred. Return to Haven. Someone will need to inform them if we are delayed.
As you say, my lady.
Alright then. Let's see, the avenue of her reflective thought inscribed upon a plaque, Our Lady and the actors of Horizon Fall, her message and visage are worth repeating. Mafreya's remorse, beneath scratched by a vandal at meeting a low door frame. Mafreya's blood guilt, beneath scratched by a vandal, and his head suddenly weighs too much. Interesting. Beneath scratched by a vandal about his unfortunate hair. Don't you mean his unfortunate balding problem? Beneath scratched by a vandal, an unrelated headache. How many of these exactly are there? The avenue of her reflective thought. Okay, there we go. The avenue is inspirational, but wise travelers do not linger in their respects. Not just because the bazaar awaits, but because the area before the back-turned statues is treacherous. Local legend has it that the child Empress Amy abused the opportunity of religious repose to relieve herself beneath the gaze of Our Lady. Unable to discipline the toddling leader, her attendants instead chastised the statues and had them turned in supposed embarrassment. True or not, foolish youths dare each other to soil the spot in similar fashion, and a place of otherwise reverent thought always carries a faint odor about it. Accepted and torn from a disposable walking tour of the capital by Philium, a bard. Interesting. Anyway, we can upgrade our party members. So, Estenor. Let's go ahead and get Death from Above. And, let's see. Tactics. Okay, attributes, behaviors. Oh, so this is interesting. The behaviors screen allows you to provide instructions to your party on how they should fight, cooperate, and defend themselves in combat. While you can directly control and switch between party members at any time, they will follow these rules when you are not controlling them. Okay, interesting. Well, I'm not going to focus too much on that. Cassandra, Weapon and Shield. Warrior's Resolve. Let's get that for you. Solace. Let's see. Let's look more in your ice magic abilities. Let's see. Frost Step, Energizing Step, Mana Recovery. Let's go with Frost Step. And Varric, let's see what you got. Let's see, traps. Poisoned weapons. You coat your weapons in a deadly toxin, making every attack poison enemies for a short time. Oh, okay, let's get you some of that. And, oh, you also got another point I can give out. Infected weapons. Your poison helps your blade and arrows bite deeper. You do more damage with your weapons while poison weapons is active. Leeching poison. You gain health when you attack enemies with poison weapons active. I'm gonna have you get infected wounds. There we go. The first Lion of Orlais. In respect to Emperor Alphonse Valmont, the Lions of Orlais, a repeating element dedicated to the Great Defenders, otherwise noted. It is rumored that one is gold, one is bronze, and weighted with poison. One is chocolate, and one is watching. And as the saying goes, dare we all a thief to test his back and learn which is most dangerous to try deny Orlais. In truth, we are all lead and leaf. Don't pretend to ride them too long, lest the mind give way. Accepted and torn from a disposable walking tour of the capital by Philium, a bard. Well, anyway.
Gandwari guardsman.
Oh, hello.
The Templars will stand for us and help Val Royeaux return to mourning.
Okay, well, address the clerics. Let us do so. Quite a large group of people here. Hello, Herald of Andraste here.
People of Val Royeaux, hear me. Together, we mourn our divine. Her naive and beautiful heart silenced by treachery.
I see you also insulted her
You
there.
wonder what will become of her murderer. Well, wonder no more. Behold, the so-called Herald of Andraste, claiming to rise where our beloved fell.
With my lovely dressed god.
This is a false prophet. The Maker would send no elf in our hour of need.
Let us talk peacefully.
We came here in peace, simply to talk. And this is what you do. I implore you, let us sit down together to deal with the real threat.
It's true. The Inquisition seeks only to end this madness before it is too late.
It is already too late. The Templars have returned to the Chantry. They will face this Inquisition, and the people will be safe.
You do not seem so confident, madame. Ha!
Still yourself. She is beneath us.
Am I supposed to be impressed?
Was that display supposed to impress me?
On the contrary, it wasn't for you at all.
Lord Seeker Lucius, it's imperative that we speak with...
You will not address me.
Lord Seeker?
Creating a heretical movement, raising up a puppet as Andraste's prophet, you should be ashamed. You should all be ashamed. The Templars failed no one when they left the Chantry to purge the mages. You are the ones who have failed. You who'd leash our righteous swords with doubt and fear. If you came to appeal to the Chantry, you are too late. The only destiny here that demands respect is mine.
Then why are you here?
If you're not here to help the Chantry, then you just came to make speeches.
I came to see what frightens old women so, and to laugh.
But Lord Seeker, what if he really was sent by the Maker? What if...
You are called to a higher purpose. Do not question.
I will make the Templar Order a power that stands alone against the Void. We deserve recognition. Independence. You have shown me nothing, and the Inquisition, less than nothing. Templars, Val Royeaux is unworthy of our protection. We march.
I'll make all those people come over here for no reason.
Charming fellow, isn't he?
Has Lord Seeker Lucius gone mad?
How well do you know him exactly?
Do you know him very well?
He took over the Seekers of Truth 2 years ago, after Lord Seeker Lambert's death. He was always a decent man, never given to ambition and grandstanding. This is very bizarre.
Well, so much for Templar help.
It doesn't look like we'll be getting the Templars to help us after all.
I wouldn't write them off so quickly. There must be those in the Order who see what he's become. Either way, we should first return to Haven and inform the others.
I suppose so. The Chantry remains operation available. Well, at least some shops are available for me. Interesting.
What's that? An arrow with a message?
Well, first things first. She of the highwayman repents. Gallows master, hold thy hand. Hold it back a while. Callous juror, let me stand. Let me bear a smile. For comes my brother distant, for comes my savior soon. I stand here most insistent, I will receive my boon. Fellow soldier, hold thy voice, hold it if you may. Follow shoulders, show my choice, I am in your sway, for know my crime was cruel, and all my pain deserved. I stand here as a fool, despite my brother served. Mother dearest, look away, look into the sun. Others nearest, gone astray, you will be undone. For no more will I prattle, no more will I pray. Here you must the rattle, as life will fly away. From songs of old Orlais, she of the highwayman repents. Inscriptions collected by formerly Sister Laudine. Mysterious arrow. Favors for friends. A message is attached, written in large flowing hand and bordered with doodles. People say you're special. I want to help, and I can bring everyone. There's a baddie in Val Royeaux. I hear he wants to hurt you. Have a search for the red thing in the market, the docks round the cafe, and maybe you'll meet him first. Bring swords. Friends of Red Jenny. A poor drawing of the location in the market is attached. Interesting. Oh, there's something to examine over here. Question is, oh, maybe. There we go. Le pont vit et monte. It is said that the apples that grow near the gallows will be bitter on the tongue of a lover who will betray. It is also said, although by different people entirely, that unripened fruit should not be the only consideration when investigating matters of fidelity. The latter are lonely most evenings among the arbors of the summer bazaar. From our Legion hired by formerly Sister Laudine. I wonder if there's anything else back here. There we go. I was able to get out of that.
My maker, know my heart. Take from me a life of sorrow. Comfort is only yours to give. Oh, maker, where is the comfort? Look away. I have broken the chant because it comes from my heart. What have we when our divine is dead and the sky burns?
You broke the chant?
What do you mean, you broke the chant?
Are you also ignorant of the Maker's most basic rites? The chant of light is how we honor the Maker. They are the only words that the faithful should hear from my lips. But I can't. Our divine is dead. Our Templars gone. The Maker's silence is deafening. What hope have we?
Inquisition. We should all be questioning.
We should question. If not now, when?
Down that road is darkness. We have never been alone. We cannot be alone. But even our Templars forsake the light. Even they.
Return to Haven's chantry.
The Templars?
I believe that
You are the Herald of Andraste, are you not? I have an invitation for you.
Oh? Invitation, First Enchanter Vivian. You are cordially invited to attend my salon held at the Chateau of Duc Bastion de Gislaine. Yours, Vivian de Ver, First Enchanter Montsimard, Enchanter to the Imperial Court. Interesting. Let's see now. Friend of Red Jenny. Well, I will have to investigate this in another video, so we will go ahead and leave things here since an hour has passed. So anyway, hope y'all enjoyed this video. Give that like button a stab if you did. Subscribe if you want more death in your life. Be sure the bell is tolling for thee. Until next time, rest in peace. Bye! Enjoyed today's video? Well, there's plenty more for you to enjoy here. And if you also want to support this small channel, then there is also my Ko-fi, which is available, as well as a Twitter thread that gives you my commissioning info. And if you'd like some traditional art or literature, feel free to DM me on Twitter. Thank you for enjoying the video and for your viewership.